Okay, today is December 30th, 2015. We're watching the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop. And yesterday we were watching a low pressure system move down through California, and I had predicted that it would rebuild as it left the area, but that has not happened. We have a counterclockwise area of things going on here over the northern part of the country. This here looks to be the remnants of that system, which is under high pressure. We've got a blockade being set up here, right here. This is all high pressure, and that will serve to temporarily block this front from this weather system right here. And also we have a very strong hurricane force developing storm right here. This is like a 965 millibar storm right here. And on the news tonight, they said something about rain on Sunday. But if this high pressure remains in place, which it probably will, because we've got the Rose Parade in Pasadena, we've got the Rose Bowl, and there's a lot of commerce in Pasadena that depends on tourists and so forth getting into the area and shopping and all the rest of it. And if it's pouring rain, that's going to uh, ruin the plans, and people won't spend as much money, and the credit card companies won't make the profits that they're looking for. So that may sound crazy, but the Rose Parade for this year will likely be sunny. We've got New Year's Eve tomorrow, and then Friday is New Year's Day, and there's no rain in the forecast. And obviously, we've got this now. Had they not put this man-made high pressure in here, it would have been raining. A couple of days ago, we would have had rain, and it would have been continuing to rain as it should have. We've got all these storms out here that are just being blocked one after another. We've got rain right down here that's being blocked. We'll take a look at this. Actually, we'll look at that right now. Let's look at the south west water vapor loop. And here's California right here, LA. Look at these chemtrails right offshore. Right at the last frame, we see two of them right here and one right there. You see that one? Those are chemtrails, and they're spraying offshore. And also notice here in the this is the rainbow loop. Notice that none of this moisture is getting above this border. This is the Mexican border right here. It's just like a fence. They've got a high pressure and different techniques to keep the rain out. They've got the chemtrails going. We can see that. All right, let's go back to the big map again. This is the water vapor loop. We can see these huge. This is a gigantic storm and a huge front here. We've got a HAARP transmitter right here, and we've got a transmitter there. We've got transmitter right all through here. There's three of them going right here. And then we've got another one right down here, right here. And then we have a huge clearing. This is a separate transmitter duty down here. This is all cleared out. You can see that what's happening here, there's a moisture field moving right into this area, and it's just evaporating right here. But the official forecast, that is the television forecast, is calling for rain sometime Sunday or somewhere around there. And we're supposed to have wind starting tomorrow morning, New Year's Eve. All right, let's look at some of these other maps. We can see the size of and the intensity of these two systems. There's a lot of rain there. These two systems would end the drought in Southern California if they were allowed to move in. But they're not being allowed to move in. They're being stopped. Okay, let's look at this is the western U.S. We can see this up close. Got a phased array radar right here, otherwise known as a HAARP transmitter. And that is separating these two systems. As far as I know, HAARP transmitters operate between 3 and 12 megahertz, which is fairly low frequency. Microwave transmitters work from about 900 megahertz up to 100 gigahertz, which is a very wide bandwidth for a radar. But there's only certain frequencies in the microwave band that will absorb, that will heat water vapor and water. So there's certain specific bands of frequencies that will very efficiently heat water vapor, and so those are being used to destroy the hurricanes and destroy very large thunderstorm cells. And we saw that all this last summer. If you go back on my videos through June, July, and August, you'll see multiple examples of these big storms being blown apart by pinpoint microwave blasts. And they're probably using a maser, which actually preceded the laser technology. The maser is coherent microwave energy, just a lower frequency. We've got laser light, which is coherent light. That's a much higher frequency, visible light. All right. Okay, so anyhow, we have that map here. We can see the size of these storms, and we can see this blockade being filled in here. We've got a moisture field right here, which is starting to move into the interior of California. And so that means that probably by tomorrow, we're going to see some chemtrail activity because today in the skies over Los Angeles, we saw some high-flying jets, and they were leaving some short trails that dissipated in about 10 seconds or so. So that usually means that the following day we will have moderate to heavy chemtrail spraying. That's usually the pattern that I've observed over many years. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's the way it's shaping up here. We've got some residual moisture getting into the state here. And this is probably a lot of chemtrail mix in here. And we'll actually, we can go take a look at this right now. This is the SSEC satellite map. This is the water vapor loop. And we can see some evidence of chemtrailing going on right down in here. Okay. And also over in here. So we'll keep an eye on all this. This map does not show too well. We do see some chemtrails right here, but that's about it. But they're probably all through this whole map. Let's go take a look at this is the western U.S. rainbow loop. We can see that right here, right along that border, Mexican border, there's no precipitation getting into California, despite this northerly, or rather this northeasterly flow. Everything's kind of moving into Arizona and New Mexico. So we've got very strong high pressure right here, and that is everything sort of bouncing off of that high pressure and then moving sort of in an easterly pattern. Once this bounces into that high pressure, it moves along this this latitude right along here. So that's what's happening. Let's go look at some of these other maps. Here's the jet stream. And we can see that there is a small area of high-speed wind moving right over the state. But the bulk of this jet stream is moving along just north of Hawaii, and then it moves and makes a turn to the northeast. Just down off of Mexico here, we see the jet stream makes a turn, and it goes out to the northeast. All right, let's take a look now at the surface pressure map. All right, and so we have this is a developing hurricane force storm right here. This is a 968 millibar low pressure system. They've got a HAARP transmitter on that, and that's what this purple indicates here. This is an occluded front. We have a warm front indicated here, and of course, when you have, they're showing warm fronts right in the core of a developing hurricane force storm. This is that's a HAARP transmitter. This entire thing here, that's the way they show it. And then we have this vertical front that is extending along the parallel to the coast of the west coast here. This thing here is that big storm front, and that will be blocked by this huge area of high pressure. Look at this area of high pressure, how this just follows the entire west coast line. They engineered this to completely block that incoming front. So looks like Canada all the way down to Mexico won't get any of that. It's actually looping around. Let's go look at the let's go back and look at this map once again. This front here is about, well, it's probably just about 2,000 miles long, and we can see what's happening. They've got a transmitter installing high pressure right here, and so everything is winding up and around at the very northern most points of Canada, right here, right there. So that's what's happening. They've got a lot of high pressure being installed here. We're going to get wind, and so we'll keep everyone advised on what happens next. All right, so this surface pressure map, we have that developing storm, and both of these are probably going to be blocked. They've got, look at this, 1,040 millibar high pressure up here, 1035 here, and 1025 down here where California is. So there's plenty of high pressure. They've installed it all over, and that's going to just block all of this weather. And they're talking about rain on KNVC4. So I don't see how that's going to happen. I don't see how that's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see how that's going to work out. Rain is not in the cards. These people are blocking the rain. It's pretty obvious. Okay, here's the wave analysis for the East Pacific. We got that developing hurricane force storm is generating 23-foot seas, and we've got 15 and 12 and 9-foot seas all through here, and 6 and 7-foot seas right along the coastline. All right, let's take a look at this is the sea level pressure map. This is a different map, sea level pressure, and we see that there is some low pressure indicated on this particular map. This is a sort of like a little trough here, and so they are indicating some low pressure, but we've got high pressure here, all through here. So this is a little different than the surface map that we just looked at, the color one, the other one that had those hurricane force storms delineated pretty clearly. Let's go back and look at that again. Right here. They're not showing a low pressure anywhere off of California. This is the surface analysis map right here, but yet they go to the sea level pressure analysis here, and they're showing some areas of low pressure down here. So anyhow, that's what we're looking at. Okay, next, this is the 500 millibar. We have highs indicated all through here. At 500 millibar, this is 18,000 feet. We have low pressure indicated right here, but mostly high all through this area. That's going to block both of these systems for the time being. Okay, let's look at the 300 millibar, 30,000 feet. We've got high pressure, a lot of strong high pressure right here, and that will block these systems. Okay, next, I think we look at we already saw all that. Okay, so we've seen everything. All right, so the situation is that I don't think we're going to get rain. We've got some counterclockwise stuff moving out here in the center of the country, but it's all disorganized. And if we were to get any rain at all, they would take the transmitter off of this area, and we would quickly see something develop right here. But they've got a lot of heat installed right through here, and that's mainly to shield the west coast from what's happening right here. This is the primary concern, these two systems. All right. So that's the report for today, and we will do an update tomorrow, New Year's Eve. All right, so that's it.